Hello. Gosh, don't you find the word hello rather irritating? If you go back to a book like The Wind in the Willows, you can see it in its original sense as an expression of surprise. And with the telephone, it morphed into a term of greeting. I don't know whether it should continue in that way, but there we are. This is what people say. Hello. And I'm always staggered by acronyms. I have a tendency to get them wrong and malapropisms and so on. But the European Research Group, the ERG, this very strange and secret cabal in the Conservative ranks, 60 strong at least, and it's what we would probably describe as the right wing of the party, created in 1993 because of concerns about Britain's role and future in Europe. Known members: Gove, Priti Patel, Steve Baker. I mean, it's extraordinary, but also people who seem so sort of middle of the way, so straight down the tracks. People like Chris Heaton Harris, now the chief whip. He was, in fact, the group chairman in 2016. That role was taken over by Suella Braverman. She is one of the candidates standing for the Conservative race at the moment. She's proposed by Steve Baker, who's managing her campaign. And she was succeeded in 2018 by Jacob Rees-Mogg as the chairman. So they're all there. They're all there. Andrea Jenkins, even she of the finger, which makes Hans Brinker look like small fry. He's the boy who put his finger in the dike. So goodness knows what Andrea Jenkins was doing with her finger when she wagged it at the braying mob, or baying mob. Is it baying or braying? I don't know. And so she was deputy chair in 2019, and I think she still holds that position. And the list of subscribers to the ERG is simply staggering. People like Sajid Javid, David Davis, Andrea Leadsom. Well, I've had my run-ins with Andrea Leadsom. She was my MP for a while, and I remember having a very testy conversation with her about student visas. She wouldn't give an inch. In fact, she wouldn't let me talk. She lectured me, or hectored me is probably a better term, and I then had to write her a letter restating what I'd attempted to say, and she wouldn't let me say. But there we are. Andrea Leadsom is guiding, she's backing, she's managing the campaign of Penny Mordaunt. Penny Mordaunt, also another person who subscribes to the ERG. James Cleverly, also in the cabinet. Therese Coffey, she was a person who was wheeled out to lie for Boris. All of these people have ERG links and are identified by the Independent Parliamentary Standards Authority expenses records, and that shows their subscriptions. Although the ERG is taxpayer funded, and it has some strange shadowy link with the Constitutional Research Council, and the chair of that is a Scottish Conservative, and it's even more shady. Though it seems to be, its main purpose seems to be to challenge the Scottish independent movement. But there we are, the ERG, and people like Priti Patel. It's worth looking at her friends, two of her friends, Zahawi and Tom Tugendhat. So that is a positive, I suppose. What the person Priti Patel supports will be significant. Nadine Dorries, who she supports openly, well, she apparently supports Liz Truss, and she sees Hunt and Javid playing a dirty tricks campaign and sharing votes to make sure that Hunt comes out in the top two to face off against Sajid Javid on the grounds that Sajid Javid could easily beat Mr. Hunt. It just seems improbable and a piece of fiction. Liz Truss, on the other hand, Liz Truss was a Remainer, so not a natural bedfellow with the ERG. But she's apparently changed her mind, and Jacob Rees-Mogg says she's more of a Brexiteer than we are. And she is on record saying, as evidence changes, she changes her view. This, of course, is a bastardization of the great saying attributed to John Maynard Keynes, when the facts change, I change my mind. In fact, he never said that. He said, when the information changes, I alter my conclusions. Do you? Apparently he said this in 1940. Actually, even that is disputed. But there we are.